Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Hope Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and for today's episode of Seeking Nihon, I am reviewing Ace Attorney Episode 7 of hopefully Season 1, Turnabout Samurai Last Trial. Well, this one starts up where the last one ended, and it goes with a little bit of interaction between Maya and the Steel Samurai, not Silver Samurai, and then straight on to courtroom action, which typically the courtroom action sections of this show are the worst because they feel like you're watching a walkthrough of the game. But this one's presented a little bit differently. They decide to, quote, action it up a little bit, end quote, with this sequence by having Cody cause a disruption and having Wendy Oldbag present some other evidence outside a testimony. And overall, that was pretty good. The way they switch this up is pretty good. The character that did it, the bad guy, the bad girl character in this one, the person who actually murdered the other person, her reactions weren't really that great. Everyone else, though, is pretty much spot on, and there was some interesting interaction between Miles Edgeworth and Phoenix Wright in this game, which, okay, actually, to be perfectly honest, I was watching this, and even though I played through the games, I was ridiculously confused by how they got to certain logic things. Because so much stuff has been removed to make it a little bit easier to make it more palatable and quicker in the entire courtroom thing, it just feels like parts of this have been removed in a way that doesn't well, it makes it flow a little bit better, but also makes it a little confusing. So somebody will be like, wait, what just happened? And then they'll go and watch it again. But yeah, I thought it was an okay episode. It's not a bad episode, but it is guilty of being strange and confusing, but ultimately enthusiastic in its presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one kind of a not guilty verdict, but just tenuously, because it is different from how the games are, and it's presented in a way that's interesting, and it sets stuff up for the next ones, which will be Turnabout Goodbye, First Trial. And I'm looking forward to that. So, well, we'll see what they do with that. Overall, pretty decent end to that story arc. It felt like really truncated, but at least ultimately different. It looks like this show is finally getting to spread its wings a little bit and see what they can do. And that'll be worthwhile. Next case will be all sorts of character development, so we'll see where they go with that. Yeah, overall, I thought it was pretty good. I watched this on Crunchyroll, and I watched it with the alternate subtitles, which give you the American names for the characters. Still enjoying this series. This episode was okay. Not as good as, or not as well presented as previous episodes, but still not bad. Overall, pretty good. I liked it. What'd you think? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And until the next video comes out, you are now caught up.